Leaving Peace in Order. And before I do that, I don't think I can play I'm going to play a quick, I don't know if you probably won't hear the sound. Oh, here you are. But just pay attention to the questions. All right, Leaving Peace in Order. It's a book that I wrote, and it's basically a step-by-step guide to getting your affairs in order, and also a book where I encourage you to let your loved ones know what your final wishes are. And also in this book, I encourage you to create a binder. And in this binder, you're going to put all of your pertinent information in the binder to leave for your family member. Information that you're going to put in your binder would be information like your final wishes, your personal information, like your social security card, your birth certificate, information like that, your family history, your medical history, what medication you're on, any kind of information that will help your family. Also information about your employment, your employee benefits. I put also on there like passwords. We're in a technology age now, and we use so many passwords. So it is important that you have a list of passwords somewhere in this binder, so that if something happens to you, you end up in the hospital, and you pay bills online, that a family member or loved one has access to your information. So that's why I encourage you to create a binder. You may ask, why would I write a book like that, or what inspired me? Actually, my mom was my inspiration for writing this book. Prior to my mom getting ill, she and I sat down and we created a binder specifically for her. And actually, this is the binder. And we put all of her information in it. And then my mom, we did this like prior to her getting sick, so a few years ahead. But then my mom passed in October of 2012. And I remember sitting at the funeral home talking to the director. And he was on the phone with the cemetery manager, and they were inquiring about a plot number, burial plot that my mom had. And it seemed like they couldn't find the information. And so I turned to my husband, and I asked my husband to go to the car and get her binder. And he did, and I flipped right to the section where my mom had prepaid for a lot of her affairs or what have you, and gave them the plot number. And the director gave the information to the cemetery manager, and then he turned to me and he said, "Wow, you're so organized." And I was so grateful to have this binder and have this information, and to learn that my mom had prepaid for a lot of things, their insurance was in order, everything was organized and in order for me. And it just made life so much easier, because when you're going through dealing with the loss of a loved one, it's difficult, and you're not thinking straight. So to have things in order, not struggling to find out how you're going to pay the bill, or how you're going to, where the money's going to come from, it's good to have your information in order. The book is set up in basically three aspects of the book. It is a It has like the testimonial where I talk about my mom and the losing of my mom. And then also there are 13 cases in the book where 13 individuals share their information of losing a loved one and what advice they would give. And the interesting thing about that particular aspect of the cases is that the ages range from 33 all the way up to 94. So that basically goes to show you that every adult needs to have some type of binder, some type of information packet that they can have for their family, because you don't know. I have a case in there where a 40-year-old father and husband was killed on a motorcycle accident. I mean, tragic. He was just beginning life. And one thing that his wife said was, they never talked about this. And she wished that they had at least sat down, or she wished she had understood what the insurance policies entail. She didn't know, she didn't understand it because they didn't discuss it. And so in my book, I encourage you to definitely pull together your binder and put in all of your pertinent information. Secondly is a section where I talk about estate planning and documenting your final wishes. And then the third aspect of the book is I encourage you to tell you what to gather, record, and store in your binder. So after looking at the video and hearing this concept, did any of you answer no to any of the questions that were in the video? Okay. If you answered no, you need to get your signed copy today. It's only $15, and it really is a good tool to help you, really even look at areas where you didn't even think about, things to put in the binder, things that you should have, and it'll help you get in order, and it also will leave peace and order for your family. Thank you.